morning, dear aspirant. To start with today's news, why Form 17C can't be disclosed? Asked Supreme Court. This comes under GS2 polity. Even as the Election Commission maintained that Form 17C, which contains the details about the absolute number of votes polled, is supposed to be given only to polling agents. Opposition parties and civil society groups want the data to be made available to the public and media as well. For prelims, Form 17C, according to Conduct of Election Rules 1961, there are two forms that have data on the number of electors and voters, Form 17A and 17C. The Form 17A is the register of voters, in which polling officials record the details of every voter who comes into the booth and sign the register. The Form 17C is the account of the votes recorded and is issued to the polling agents of candidates. The number of electors and those who cast their vote as recorded in Form 17C can be matched with the EVM count. Part 2 of the form carries the result of the counting which are entered on counting day. The data in Form 17 are considered final. It is used by candidates to verify the results on counting day. Lie at the heart of any election petition may be filed challenging the result. For full transparency, activists have demanded to make the Form 17C data public. And because many candidates find it impossible to collate all the figures for the constituency as a whole. POSCO Act 2012. So this comes under GS2 governance. So the Ministry of Women and Child Development notified the scheme for care and support to victims. The objective is to provide integrated support and assistance to minor pregnant girl child victims. So the POSCO Act, it is the first comprehensive law in the country dealing specifically with the sexual abuse of children. It was intended to protect children from sexual assault, sexual harassment and pornographic violations. In 2019, the Act was amended to strengthen the penalties for specialized offences. So gender neutral legislation, the Act defines a child as any person under the age of 18. Non-reporting is a crime. Any person in charge of an institution, excluding children who fail to report the commission of a sexual offence, involving a subordinate faces punishment. There is no time limit for reporting abuse and keeping victims' identity confidential, and such abuse is on rise actually after the COVID-19, and there is a lack of awareness, and the criminalization of adolescent sex is also there. Elon Musk launches Starlink internet service in Indonesia. So, Starlink service on Indonesia resort island of Bali as the country aims to extend internet. So, millions of people in Indonesia are not currently hooked to reliable internet service. So, Starlink is a SpaceX project to build a broadband network to provide space internet. This project is the most ambitious of three active initiatives to begin beaming data transmission from space. The Starlink project by SpaceX aims to create a broadband network using a collection of thousands of circling spacecraft. The Starlink satellites are equipped with the Hall thrusters which are used to maneuver in orbit. The goal of the project is to create a low-cost satellite-based broadband network, and it reduces the latency between users seeking data and service transmitting that data. Thank you.